if you don't like, or you are a person who is not really comfortable sharing in confronting their emotion, week 9 will probably kick your ass. A crucial thing to learn for an artist, but I would say also for a person in general, a person, is to learn how to call things by their proper names, by their proper label. For example, we wanted to make art during this time, but we haven't been able to for whatever reason, and we started to call this inability of ours laziness. And that's the worst thing we could probably do. Being lazy and being blocked are two different things. And that's because blocked artists usually spend an insane and embarrassing amount of energy on self-hatred, jealousy, regret also. While when you're just lazy, you're just, being lazy about doing that thing, doing that project, you brush away the idea and the desire to do that thing with a calm heart, with easiness. And that's two different state of mind, state of being. The inability to start, the inability to make something is not, for a blocked artist, it's not laziness. It's usually fear. I want to say a thing that I probably already said it, but I'm not here talking to you as a guru or as, some sort of savior, because I'm not. I'm not. But I am rather talking to you as also pause. My allergies are killing me today, so if I look like this, it's because I'm trying to breathe, keep my eye open and talk and translating things in my head. It's just too much today for me for my allergies, but I'm talking to you as someone who is currently in this situation and in this, I don't know, blocked road, and as someone who's trying to make something out of it. That's really all. When I say that the inability to start something it's not laziness, it's rather fear. Sometimes is really just fear of failure. Sometimes is actually fear of success, of actually succeeding in that thing. Others is really just fear of abandonment, and usually this thing is rooted in your childhood, in how you navigated your early stage of life. It's known to everyone, literally everyone, that a lot of artists, I'm not saying all of us, but a lot of artists, a big chunk of artists, are trying to become someone, are trying to pursue an artistic career against their family parents' will. And when you find yourself going against your parents' plan, parents' values, morals, something in you starts to change. You start to feel this strong sense of guilt that you probably didn't have before. And this guilt can push you to set for yourself, for you as an artist, almost unreachable goals, especially for your early stage of your career. Because, like I said, when you go against some parents' family plans, you better have a damn foolproof plan for yourself. You better know what you're doing. So, of course, setting impossible dreams, impossible goals for ourselves create this huge freeze response, maybe this fear in you, and we wrongly call this inability to move forward laziness. Fear is the roadblock usually, and if fear is the block, if fear is the problem, enthusiasm and love for what you want to do is the key to unblock. As artists, we are often told that we need discipline to make things work, to push through. And I don't know if for an artist discipline is what makes things work. Actually, discipline is what get the job done on paper, is what makes you wake up at 6 a.m. every day, 7 days a week for that job you hate, is what makes you meet the deadline on an awful project you're working on and you have been assigned to. But when it comes to making art, when it comes to create something that it's not common work, I don't think discipline is what makes your career afloat in the long run. Discipline is very close to automatization, and I feel like sometimes it strips away from you that sense of purpose you have in your craft. So if you only rely on your sense of discipline, in your sense of getting into the end of the thing, without having and without tapping in your love and admiration and enthusiasm for that thing, I don't think it will work. And I feel like in the long run it will turn your art into a common boring work. If you have to wait, let's say that you had to wake up earlier to, I don't know, finish your book, to finish the painting, to memorize your line for a part. If you wake up every day for a month at 6 a.m., I don't think you do it out of discipline. I feel like you do it because you love, you actually find something meaningful in what you're doing, and it's not some automatization that push you into doing that thing. You end up waking up at 6 a.m. every day for a year, for maybe your whole life, because you find some meaning, you find some admiration, some purpose in what you're doing, that it's not discipline, that's not it. And you keep doing it because the dedication and love you have for your craft is stronger than the voice that tells you, I'm too tired to do this today. In your waking up at 6 a.m., out of love, out of passion for that thing, you find peace, you find meaning. Like I said, you can still wake up at 6 a.m. out of discipline, but you're probably gonna crash out on that project. You probably get it done, you will wrap it up, but you're probably gonna crash out every day. You end up finding comfort and waking up at 6 a.m. every day to write that chapter, to finish the painting. And it's not out of discipline. What I think is equally important as what has been said before is understanding that a productive artist is an happy person. And by happy person, I mean someone who's at peace with themselves, with their past, with their overall mistakes. Someone who's not addicted to sympathy and it doesn't look for it. As blocked artists, we are way too comfortable being the victim, walking around saying, oh, it's because that thing happened to me, or it's because I went through that thing. Because the fear of being healthy and being productive scares the shit out of us, totally. And that's usually when also our own indifference for our own progress starts to jump in, which is crazy. When our own indifference and our own fear or our own progress starts to win us over, is also when we start to do these crazy creative U-turns. If you drive, a U-turn is basically when you are driving in a direction, but you, I don't know where, stop and then start driving in the direction you came from, basically going backwards. When we talk about creative U-turns, we talk about let's say you are a songwriter and a friend of yours link you with some producer, someone who's already working in the industry, but you don't show up at the meeting because you think and fear you will probably embarrass yourself, so you don't go. That's a creative U-turn. Creative U-turns are when you are almost with something in hand. You are almost starting something new. You are almost with, like this, from having something, achieving something, but you, not the external circumstances or people around you, push you back. You push yourself back. Any career also, but mostly an artistic career, is based on failures, and the only hack, the only trick to make it is to learn how to survive them. That's really all. You will go through some failures and you have to learn how to survive them. That's the only hack you have, the only secret to make it. Learn how to coexist with your own failures. Non c'è nessun segreto, nessun hack, nessuna scorciatoia. È un imparare a convivere, andare oltre i propri errori, i propri fallimenti. And in this, you have to have some compassion for yourself to recover from a creative U-turn or any pattern that involves creative U-turns. You have to admit to yourself, not to the people around you, but to yourself, that it exists. You have to say to yourself, yes, I fucked up that time. Yes, I could have done something better. Yes, I let fear and anxiety and shame win me over, but you have to move on. Usually talking to and engaging with someone who went through the same things as you can be helpful. Learning how to ask for help in general, it's useful. But sometimes you also have to admit to yourself that you probably need help in this recovery journey. You have to learn how to ask for help. You have to learn how to engage with people who went through the same things that you, even just, you know, just to have the proof that it's possible to get better and exit the situation, you know. So you just have to, sometimes you really need to ask. You have to ask. And that's all. We are almost done with the book because we have 12 weeks in total, so we are in the last few weeks, and I don't know. I have already an overall conclusion about this work, this book, this journey, but we'll see what these 2 weeks have to offer. That was everything.